Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Season 5. Coming in at number 14, we have Suzuka. Suzuka is an anime that came out in 2005. Oh boy. Yeah, Suzuka is an anime that came out in 2005. And it eventually got a follow-up anime named Fuka, and that came out in 2017. It was only the sequel was only 12 episodes long, whereas the main series of Suzuka was 25, 26, 26 episodes. Close. I was close. Um, So, Fuka is a continuation of the story of Suzuka and actually follows the child of Suzuka. For those of you who do not know, Suzuka is about a guy uh, starts who starts a new life um, in a uh, in a dorm where Suzuka is his neighbor, as well as a classmate of his. She is really into gymnastics. He is a pretty decent runner, but he's never thought about joining the track team before. But but after he meets Suzuka and figures out that she likes athletic guys, he decides to go ahead and try out for the track team. Um, because he fell in love with her like pretty much at first sight, and he basically just kind of does everything in his power to try to win her affections. And it is an incredibly cute story, and it is honestly one of the only sports anime that I actually find myself enjoying, because this is a sports anime. It is a sports romance anime, to be precise, and it is one of the only times I will ever actually watch a sports anime. I love this anime. I think that Suzuka is such a classic. I have the DVD of it somewhere on my shelf. Somewhere on there is Suzuka. Um, but yeah, I absolutely love the series. I think it's just a fantastic. I think it's a fantastic series. Um, And I do really enjoy the sequel series Fuka, though not nearly as much as Suzuka. Um, I do enjoy Fuka, but it not only does it not make this list, I personally don't think it is worth being in the honorable mentions, which is why I didn't include it there. Um, but I do still enjoy it. I do still enjoy the sequel anime of Fuka. I think it is still a good anime, just nowhere near on the same level as its predecessor, Suzuka. And Suzuka is just kind of your typical recording curse. Hate it. Suzuka is at first seems like your typical tsundere, but as the series goes on, you realize that she's not necessarily a tsundere. She is heartbroken. She is heartbroken, and she's not letting anybody in. And she's kind of closed herself off and is treating everyone harshly. Because she is just emotionally detached herself from everything. Um, and so it's up to our main hero to try to break down those walls and actually try to get her to open up. And it is a very cute story. It is a very Very adorable story. And I go back and watch it all the time. Yamato, Yamato. That was the guy's name. I was drawing a blank for the longest time. So Yamato. Yikes. Oh man. You'd think I'd be able to remember that, given how many times I've watched this. But like I said, I'm horrible at remembering names. Absolutely horrendous at it. Now, as far as my favorite character goes, it would have to be Suzuka herself. Suzuka herself would probably be my favorite character. I believe there was another. What was the other character's name? It was Honoka. That's the one. Honoka. That's the one. I do remember I really liked Honoka, and I remember I liked the best friend of Suzuka, whose name was Miki. I enjoyed all three of those characters. I love each of them very much, but Suzuka is definitely my number one favorite among all the girls there. She is such an interesting character, and they really subvert expectations with the whole tsundere trope. That's what you end up thinking that she's going to be at the start, and as the series goes, you realize no, she's not actually like tsundere. There is an actual reason as to why she acts this way towards everybody, not just the main character. Like there's a legit reason, and it is rooted in tragedy. And yeah, it is a very good way to handle that kind of a trope, and I really love the series and the character for that. Um, and It also kind of asks the question of like, when is a good time to move on from heartbreak and tragedy? When is it a good time to move on from that? Like, how long do you mourn what happened? How long do you hold on to that sadness before it's too much? Um, like if you move on just a few weeks after tragedy strikes, is that too soon? If you don't move on for several months, is things taking too long? It kind of asks these questions without actually giving a clear answer, and I kind of like that because it's going to be different for everybody. That kind of thing is different for everybody. For some people, I had my cat in here earlier. I'm tasting them. Um, for some people will get over a tragedy, the loss of a family member or a loved one, in just a few weeks. Um, Whereas other people will take several months or even over a year to get past that kind of thing. It's different for everybody, and it kind of asks the question of how long is too long without really giving a proper answer. Um, and it just kind of has the characters at everything at their own pace instead of trying to rush things to be one way or another as quickly as possible. It lets the characters handle it at their own pace. So I really enjoy that, and the conclusion of the series is just absolutely phenomenal. Um, and yes, in case it wasn't already obvious by the fact that there is a sequel anime called Fuka that follows the daughter of Suzuka, yes, Yamato and Suzuka do end up together by the end of the series. Of course, they have to. It's a sports anime, but it is also a romance anime. So the two main characters need to get together. And yeah, they have a daughter named Fuka, and she gets part of her own. She gets her own 12-episode anime. Um, and I like Fuka. I like the I like Fuka. I like her as I like her as a character. I can totally see some of her father. I can totally see her mother in her, but I can also see kind of like some of her father in her as well in terms of personality. She gets a lot from both of them, and I really like that. She does certainly seem like the perfect fusion of the two characters, and that's really nice. That's really nice to see. Um, but maybe I'll do a review on Fuka in the future. Um, but in any case, that's all I really wanted to say about Suzuka. Please go watch it. It is a fantastic series. Highly recommended. Go watch it whenever you get the chance. So that's gonna do it for me. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe to the notification bell, all that good jazz. Watch the next episode, which will be number 13. Take care, everybody.